Go.
Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it. Where do we begin? We have so much to discuss with the one and only Miss Sarah Fraser.
Oh my God. I mean, I love it. I love weeks like this past week because we literally have just had story after story after story. I've been deep diving and everything. I mean, I've spent so much time Googling things from the past. Oh my God. Googling okay, you're directing, but I'll just
You
say
and
I
I disagreed the last time we talked about Lisa Rinna leaving. That was our big disagreement. I can't listen, Kim. I can't sleep. I can't get it out of my mind. I really think this is for time.
You're obsessed. You texted me many times. You're like, this is it. I know it. I feel it. Rinna's fire. Rinna. You've texted me like all week long. I'm like, there's no way. I mean, if look, my bet is she stays 100%. 100. And by the way,
I'm told like she feels like unhealthy to me, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like this job is, I mean, God, doesn't this get to you? All this drama and being accused of bots, and now she's saying producers did this. Like it's just like, your mind is playing tricks on you, girl. And she lost her mother. All of this is bad. I get it, but like, just. I mean, people joke about it, but maybe you do need a pause.
I feel like any normal human being would, but this is Hollywood. And I think Rinna knows you are only as hot as your last gig. And I know you said on the previous episode, oh, this is good for Rinna. She can focus on Rinna Beauty. Rinna Beauty is driven by dem lips out there on TV. You know, the glam, the Gucci, the Harry Hamlin. Rinna is a Hollywood actress and Hollywood true. They do not want to be off fucking TV. And by the way, I think Kyle Richards is like that. I think they're all like that. I mean, all of them are like that. The people that aren't are the people like Carol Rad as well, who was a legit journalist and you know, thinks of herself as that, which she is. I adore Carol, and you did the greatest interview with her ever. But Carol, like, truly had a life outside of this. Bethany, why do we think Bethany is going on TikTok, taking swipes after the Kardashians? Bethany is a genius. She knows no one gives a fuck if you're talking about two-faced makeup, that no one knows who's behind that. Bethany keeps herself relevant without the show. But believe me, Bethany keeps herself relevant. Rinna does not want to exit that. I mean, it would...
Honey, I never said she wanted this. I never said she's going to come and say, this has been a hard season. Please let me go. I just think it might. And mind you, just like Brandy Glanville in the clubhouse, Vicky, Rinna will be in the she'll be A-list with Andy. The door will be open for her. She'll come back to watch what happens. I just think, I don't know right now. And listen, I might be wrong. I am not convinced. I'm not convinced. Whereas I was saying Noella Bergener and Dr. Jen are fired from the second day. And everyone told me I was smoking crack, that Noella would never be fired. There's no show without Noella. I'm like, she's trying too hard, not connecting with the audience. She's gone. And so maybe I'm wrong. I'm not 100%. It really, look, she's Lisa Rinna. Once I stood up here on this platform and I said, Lisa Rinna will never be fired. So I'm not convinced, but I can't unsee it. And I just don't think the fact that she's saying it, that producers are doing this and this so they can fire me. I think it's almost like she's accepted defeat. It's almost like she's accepted defeat. It's almost like she knows it. I don't know.
Well, they would be absolutely stupid. I hope that they learned one thing from RHOC, which, by the way, RHOC is not out of the woodwork. I mean, yes, we're filming with Tamra. We have brought Tamra back after swore up and down the past year that Tamra would never be back. I mean, Andy Cohen was on a radio show. Now, I'm sure he had some inside information. Maybe he was throwing everybody off. But I mean, you know, it wouldn't also shock me if Andy really didn't think she was coming back. And then at the last minute, they're like, no, she needs to come back. I mean, RHOC this is a make or break. This is it. If it does not fly, we are done. We are done. We are closing the chapter. I feel like they have learned their lesson from that. And honestly, I feel like Vicky, what they should have done, I think Vicky should still be on the show. I think Vicky was the show. Vicky was the OC. I think we could have seen Vicky maybe doing something else. Like maybe Vicky had a season where she was more busy with her business, or Vicky like lives abroad. I mean, I feel like there's a way they could have done something to kind of minimalize Vicky, but by firing Vicky, that show has never been the same. It just hasn't.
And no, I agree with everything basically. And by the way, Vicky and Tamra, I'm sorry, like you talk about real friends and chemistry. Their chemistry on Girls Trip that we just watched was as good as like fucking ever. There's nothing, it doesn't miss a beat. When they were on, look, some shows should be new and hip and younger, and some shows just don't look a gift horse in the mouth, right? Like what's wrong with Vicky and Tamra? And I mean, Vicky's not going to steamroll over Heather, Shannon, like just fucking go old school.
I want Kelly Dodd back. Rick Leventhal no longer works for Fox. We don't know exactly why. He alleges he wasn't fired. I don't know. Rick is as unhinged as Kelly. And what's wrong with, I mean, half of our country believes what Kelly believes, which is, I don't know, the vaccine is warping our brain or some shit. And, Trump is like the greatest thing about all time. What's wrong with bringing back Kelly? I don't know.
I started telling people off. I started telling people off in the YouTube comments because it's like, I agree with you. Half the country thinks that. And I'm sorry, I do have a problem personally where you're fucking telling someone how to vote. Like, I don't give a
it's
fuck.
Bananas.
You vote for whoever. If Kelly Dodd has these views on whatever, she is a human breathing being that can believe. And guess what? Half the people listening to this, because you all slipped into my DMs when I had Kelly on, believe, just like you said, everything Kelly
I know
believes.
they do.
Who cares if that's not what you believe? She's in leave her, and it's not defending Kelly, it's defending just. So I personally don't. When people come and try to cancel me, that's when I've been leaving nasty comments back on YouTube of like, who cares what Kelly thinks? I don't.
I always want to say to these people, because I know a lot of them who are always trying to shut down Trumpers. And by the way, I mean, I personally, I totally disagree with Trump. But, the more you try to tell people how to vote, or you take people like Kelly off, the more what you resist persists, the more it's going to come back. People are going to just do it low key and quiet. But to me, it's like Kelly, and I loved the moment on Girls Trip where they kind of let Vicky get into it about vaccine.
Did they? Because I feel like I never saw that. And it's like, right, like we're not saying we agree with Vicky or Kelly. We're just saying like, I just believe you do you. I don't fucking care. You do you. I got to worry about myself. So I'm not going to fucking stay up. But like some girl on YouTube was like, blah, blah, blah.